Hey, what's going on today, guys? So today I'm going to be brushing and cleaning a lot of my aluminum parts, greasing a few bearings, and disassembling the engine. So in today's video, you're going to see me using these Scotch-Brite pads. I'll post the link in the description where you can buy these. So these are abrasive cleaning wheels. You use them to sand aluminum or steel or plastic sometimes for to shine them up. You can put them on a bench grinder to make your life a lot easier. However, on bigger parts such as the frame, the swing arm, and the subframe, you have to do it manually by hand, which is no big deal considering the amazing results you get out of it. So after all the brushing and cleaning, I am going to get to work on disassembling the engine so that I can put new bearings and seals and gaskets in it. Also, a quick update on the fork issue that I ran into. So I ultimately decided that I'm going to replace those forks because they simply did not really fit in the triple clamps very well. As you could see, the previous owner had beat the triple clamps down and gouged them and put a bunch of gouges in it. So like obviously they didn't fit. So I will be in search of CR or CRF forks. Ultimately, I kind of don't want to order from eBay as that's a little expensive here in Canada, so I will be looking around on Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji for those. I've already done a bit of brushing today, so you can see I took the old Kickstarter, I made it look brand new, and also here's the linkage, the dog bone here. I think it also looks pretty good for being 20 years old. Also, a bunch of the parts already came in the mail, so we'll sift through them and take a look at what I'll be putting on the bike. So I'm going to get to the cleaning and the brushing of the aluminum parts right now. Then after, I'm going to start disassembling the engine and then installing the new bearings. So let's get to it.
By God. By God.
Alright, here's the end result, guys. This is after about 3 or 4 hours of brushing and scrubbing with aluminum brightener and degreaser. I'm pretty happy with the results. It's not perfect. I might need to touch up a couple areas after coming back and looking, but overall I'm really happy with the results compared to what they looked like before. So yeah, these are pretty sweet looking. This is my bench grinder. This is what I use to brush on my parts. It's just a cheapo on Amazon. I think I paid $100 for it. I made this stand for it. I kind of messed up as I didn't really give the things here enough clearance, so I think in the future I want to order like an extender for these, but it gets the job done. I can't complain too much.
By God. By God. By God. By God. By God.
So this is what I have so far. So when I was taking out the old bearings and installing the new bearings, the way I set up my tripod had cut off half the shot, so I didn't really get the shot. So that kind of sucked, but whatever. All new transmission bearings from a wrench rabbit kit. Also obviously have the new crank from the wrench rabbit kit. I'm going to be dropping these off with a mechanic just to get the cases sealed, as I do not have the crank puller tool. Also, I'm not super confident in my ability to assemble the transmission correctly, and I'd rather just have it done the first time around. As you can see, I did a bit of brushing on the engine cases. I didn't want to commit too hard and take off too much material, as I'm just happy with them looking clean. So I use one of the less aggressive pads just to get all the dirt and stuff like that off, so they're not totally flawless or anything, but they still look pretty good in my opinion. I took the power valve assembly apart and then soaked all the parts in gas overnight and then used the steel brush to clean them. And I also used the Scotch Brite pads on a bench grinder to make my life a lot easier. So we got that flap valve moving nice, there's no squeaks. It's pretty clean looking. I also measured the piston that I have. It's a B-size piston with the bore, and it is within spec. There's nothing grabbing my fingernail either when I go up and down. So I'm really happy with the condition of this cylinder. Also, I just need to quickly gap the rings, as they're like 0.2 millimeters out of spec, so it's not a huge deal. It'll take like 5 minutes. Just need to get a proper ring gap filer. Okay, so here's a big box of shit. It's got all the parts that I'm going to be installing on the bike. This is all from Rocky Mountain ATV. So I just basically ordered everything that I think needed to be replaced or is just a high wear item. Here is the updated front end parts. It's 2020 CRF number plate and fender. So to actually mount these, you need one of these brackets from Primamex. It allows you to bolt this bracket into the front of your triple clamps so that you can properly bolt the number plate on. Also, it gives you a little template here to drill holes in the fender so that it fits. I'll be doing a video on that in the future once I get the engine and the shock together, then we can start putting plastics on the bike. Also, like I mentioned before, I have the wrench rabbit kit for the engine. I already put all the bearings in already. So it has the crank and the piston and all the gaskets and all that stuff. Just makes it a lot easier than having to source all the parts and the OEM diagrams. So I hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, please subscribe to see the end result of this build. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. See ya.